You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 48 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. I'm Drew. He's Sammy. He's Austin. What's going on, guys?
What's happening? We doing all right? Long time no see for you guys.
Forever. A little tired here. How's Austin doing?
I've honestly probably, without being rude, I've seen more of you two in the past 3 days than I bargained for. But we had a good time.
Austin.
We enjoyed ourselves. We had a good time.
Yeah, well, fantastic time. You can go back and look at the day 1, 2, 3, 4 recaps. That's on the YouTube page now to see how fun of a time we had. But make sure you like and subscribe down below. Comment if you like. Omar hadn't been in the comments in about 4 videos. So a little disappointed there. He must be on family vacation.
It is vacation time. So, yeah, it might be family vacay. And, I mean, maybe he thought Austin quit, too, because he was out for the normal ones outside of the emergency ones. So maybe he's just moved on.
Well, I've decided I'm better as a special guest than I am as a permanent member. And if you got the opportunity, you need to go back and watch day 3 recap. We had some predictions at the end for who we thought was going to win the championship games.
That would be day 4 recap.
Day 4 recap. Sorry. Day 4 recap. Actually, at the end of day 3, I made my prediction for who was going to win the 15U tournament. And I might have been right.
Might have been right. We'll get to those championship recaps here in a minute, as the championship games were not present on day 4. But first, we got KC Royals Scout Day coming up tomorrow, or it would be today as this thing is released, July 11th. Sammy's going to be kicking it down there, as these two will not partake in that event. But he gets to take none other than Blake and Easy E with him.
I need a lot of thoughts from you guys out there for my sanity. Tuesday night down there running the Scout Day with the Royals group. Not due to them, but my workers. So we're going to be having to basically, those guys have always been there assisting others. So they're going to have to do little things on their own. So we'll see how this one goes. Shouldn't be a long one with for the night with the date with stuff planned, but those guys, we might end up being a tough one. So a lot of thoughts and prayers for PBR South Carolina tomorrow night.
We also, next big event, Junior Future Games and Future Games at the end of July. Coach, I believe Future Game invites are out, right?
They are. We're still last 3 should fill them out, register, and accept them today. And then we'll, waiting on a couple more based off North Carolina's roster to see if what else is added. But, yeah, we're looking good. The roster's looking good. Junior Futures, we're still tidying up a little bit with a few guys that we're waiting to hear back on. But obviously, premier event, across the summer, down there with the juniors and the Futures game. So looking to go down there and represent and let everyone know how good a baseball South Carolina is.
Can't wait. We'll have some of those that content dropping soon with schedule release, jersey release, and roster release. All of the above will be headed your way soon on the social media pages. We'll have some good content available during that Junior Future Games. Still waiting on who's going to take that content, but we'll get there. And lastly, but not least here, the South Carolina Summer Championship Day 4 Championship Game recap. Austin probably can allude. Sammy was not present for this. Also had a little bit of a chippy 2 games, right?
We had honestly the whole weekend seemed like we just kept finding ourselves in the midst of controversy, I think is a good word for it.
Well, controversy was evident in those last 2 games. Your game, not as much on the 15U side. We did have one big incident. But on the 14U side, it was constant. It was great entertainment for those that were not heavily invested with the two teams.
It's always more fun, at least for me, to having been the coach in the dugout that normally the parents are yelling at, or being the umpire on the field who the parents are yelling at. It's always fun to sit back and watch them yell at somebody else. So
we ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You get
we ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You get to be the unbiased third party, just kind of standing back, like, it gives you a different perspective on it. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll have a son down there at the shipyard, and I'll be right there in the midst of it. It's gonna be you in a couple.
It'll be about a month and a half. I'll be down there for a little tournament myself. But it started off right a little bit on the U side over there, and had nothing to do with PBR. But there was that the first day or the second day there on Friday, like early on, those dads kind of got into it. I think it just carried over onto the high school side. You never know when you got to get a little chippy. Let somebody know what you're feeling.
Saturday night, those two teams played for the championship game of that 12U tournament over there. Post rank. Sure did.
Keep it clean? They keep it clean?
No, I didn't see any cop cars. So I guess we made it out.
Hey, the wording was everybody went through swig and swine right before that game.
Yeah.
So, hey, we got to.
Yeah, I bet they had a big time as we were in our second multi-hour lightning, rain, weather delay. Big time.
It was a fantastic time. And then we talked about the 14U championship game with T24 Gamecocks taking it. Austin picked them. I didn't. And Parker McGee winning the MVP for his big game in that championship game. I think, Coach, I don't remember. It was like 12-13-2 or something like that in a championship game for T24. They had a big week.
Well, when you score 11 runs in the first inning of the semifinal game, I'm taking you in the next game, especially when you roll over back to back like that. It's just, you got to strike while it's hot. They were hot. They were striking.
No cap. And then you move over to the 15U field, and you get Power Baseball winning yet another PBR championship in the summer, this time with 15U, and Will Watson winning the MVP. Coach, you were over there the whole time. What did Will Watson do?
Well, I'll tell you what Will Watson did. Will Watson did nothing but hit for 4 days in a row. I wasn't even there Thursday. I'm just assuming if he was there, he was hitting. So he got the MVP. We talked about that lineup several times, because that lineup was about 5-6 deep of just like they just hit. He was right there in the 3-hole. I mean, Connor Hooks was up there at the top. I think he had like 20 hits in 4 days. That's probably an exaggeration, but he had a lot of hits. Seemed like every time he come up, he was hitting. So I don't know.
Hitters hit.
Hitters hit.
Hitters hit.
The story of the weekend is that the hitters hit. They definitely hit. I'm normally a pitching guy, but I saw more hitting this weekend than I saw pitching, personally.
Well, yeah, we definitely did. Well, yeah. We'll just a lot of hitters, a lot of runs scored in a bunch of those games. But still, we got to give a special shout out to the Fighting Jared Paynes for their miraculous comeback. It seems like playing 4 games in 24 hours, pretty good.
Did that, and that was a really good championship game. If you're just following along, looking at the bracket, you see the final score, you're like, I think it was 10-5, 12-5, something like that. I don't remember the exact score, but I mean that was actually a really good game. Canes had the Canes South 15U scout team had the lead in the 6th inning. They took that lead. I think they took the lead in like the top of the 6th, had a 1-run lead going into the bottom, got it out, and then the wheels kind of came off the wagon a little bit. But yeah, they had a good championship. They had a really good Sunday. I got a feeling everybody on that team, coaches included, probably the parents included, I bet they probably slept good last night. That was a long day.
Yeah, I slept good. It was a long day for me too. I slept really good today. To this morning. Didn't have to get up and head to beautiful Shipyard Park.
It was a long
Um,
day. We got caught in that traffic on the way home right there in Columbia. I had to take a detour through Peak, South Carolina. Any of you Peak, South Carolina residents out there, never been there. We got to go there
well,
last night.
you said you thought you were passing the great and wonderful Lever's house.
It felt like I guess it's because they're doing that construction on the road in Columbia. I don't know, but yeah, it took us on that detour, and next thing you know, we were passing Chapin Middle School. We actually passed a high school along the way I didn't know existed, Spring Hill.
Yeah, I've never knew that existed either.
It said Spring Hill High School. I'd never seen it before, so I was like, well, maybe it's brand new. Look fairly new. Maybe they're opening in the fall of 2023. But yeah, we were. I think somewhere along the way I might have passed Blythewood. I'm not sure if I was in Blythewood or not. Maybe not.
No,
If you pass Blythewood High School over there, you really detoured your way out of the way.
We detoured something serious.
Coach,
Well,
you passed
Blythewood's all
Blythewood,
77, Coach.
you just now be getting home.
Maybe that's not.
I mean,
I got home at 9 o'clock even.
You like Blythewood's over here and 26 over here.
Yeah, we got off 26 and went around to get back on it. It was wild. It was a good thing me and Drew stopped at the Sphinx right there beside Shipyard on the way out.
Sphinx.
Yeah.
Sphinx is a key.
It was.
And got a fruit cup and some dill pickles. How about that? That was my meal.
What about some prime, boys? Y'all got some prime?
Got that prime.
Well, the goal we actually discussed with a parent from the Power baseball team. We were down there spitballing ideas of getting a Red Bull and an icy and mixing them together for the ride home. They had Red Bull. They had the icy machine that had that sign on it that says "Do not operate when lit," and the button was lit, so I couldn't get an icy. So
Shouldn't operate cars when lit either.
that is factual.
Speaking of sponsorships and Prime, I think Prime would be an awesome sponsorship for PBR.
Here we
South
go.
We got that prime.
But we got Prime, boys. You know, I mean, like my kids would thoroughly enjoy it, but you know, why not?
We have officially reached the point in the show where if you came here to hear anything related to baseball, you can probably turn it off.
Well, we're about to get back to baseball here in a second.
Okay.
But we are working on some sponsorships. Also working on some gear, right, Coach? We're a little far out on it, but it's
Keep working on that gear. You know, we're slowly but surely working on that one.
So we'll get back to baseball here. As you know, the MLB draft has kicked off. Once again, went 3-0 on picks in day 4 recap.
I'm about to say, can we touch on that a little bit more? We talked.
Well, the pick you made for the draft isn't like it didn't. It was very easy for you.
Clearly it wasn't because you didn't pick him.
I don't go with the same people as you do.
Yeah, but you went 0-3 and I went 3-0.
Well, sometimes you got to let some people win. Let them win.
It was a courtesy thing. You felt bad for me.
We all knew Paul Skeens was going first. Obviously, if the Pirates had any sense, they had some sense. Coach,
you know, I do want to touch on that. I did read something yesterday. It was all this stuff that's out there before the draft, and this guy was arguing why Paul Skeens shouldn't be number 1, and I just kind of got trapped in reading it. And he says there's no projectability to him. He might be the most big league ready, but there's no projectability to him. And you go, oh, okay, yeah, project. Well, if you can put that guy in the big league right now and he could be your 1 or 2 starter, you don't need much more projectability. The guys, if they're claiming what he is, I don't know what they're claiming he's big league ready. We don't need projection. We're just putting him there and you're letting him go. Like, I kind of, you know, I'm never going to comment on somebody's post about stuff like that, but it's like, why are we complaining about? We're not talking about a high schooler with the projectability. We're talking about a 21-year-old man that you're going to input in there and maybe give him a couple starts in the minor leagues just to get his feet wet and throw him out there. So your projections, who cares about it? His projectability is big league ready right now. Worst case, the guy's a 2-starter in a big league uniform.
Question is,
to me, that's pretty good.
How soon does he make the jump to the league?
I would probably say they give him a start or two down in the ranks and just get him used to being out and about and then be up there at the end of the year. Or not even at the end of the year.
Do you think he pitches in the major leagues this season?
Yes.
As long as he's healthy, yes.
May not be could not. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, what do you miss?
I think he's in some capacity on that team pitching.
I could see them potentially either not pitching him this season or putting him in the bullpen but probably because of the number of innings he threw at LSU this season. I don't know what that number was, and I'm sure they probably have something in their head about kind of like what the Nationals tried to do with Steven Strasburg a couple years ago.
That worked out well for him.
It didn't. So maybe we should try to do that. Maybe we should see how many innings we can let him throw this season.
Well, and also it's a lot different now because they have that instant break. You know, before when he came through, the draft was much earlier. Now the draft's much later. So he has now whether he's shut down too much and they don't want to throw him because he's been shut down, but I don't really think he spends too much time in a minor league uniform.
Hey,
I mean, but
Tigers had
I know on that one.
Tigers got 1-2 last night.
Coach, he threw 122.2 innings.
Okay. So
72 hits. He gave up 72 hits.
How about we play a wagering game? Some of you, I'm not, obviously, but some of us are gambling people. If Paul Skeens was starting for the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight, and the Pirates were playing the Washington Nationals, who are you laying your money on?
Give me the Pirates.
Okay.
I don't really know much, to be honest with you. I'm not a big Major League Baseball fan, a watcher of it. So I don't really know if any of them are any good. I'd assume the Pirates with the one coming off of last year. So I don't know anything about it. The Reds got that one guy stolen bases the other night, right?
Mm-hmm. Swiping bags.
Yeah, I'd put my money. I put my money on the. Let's go Pirates.
If you just happened to be in Pittsburgh for work tonight and you found out Paul Skeens was starting, would you go to the game?
I'd go watch him. Yeah.
Oh, so they've done their job.
Yeah, putting people in the seats.
But at the end of the day, it's
That's
about
all
the
that
bottom
matters.
line, boys. It's about the bottom line. Speaking of, I've been to Pittsburgh. You ever been to their stadium up there?
No.
Never been there.
Great place to
Nice.
watch a ball game. Now, the year I went, they were terrible. I mean, they were like might have been the worst team in the league. Obviously,
Got them the first pick.
They've
Got
had
them the first pick the next year.
I think they've had the first pick like 3 out of 4 years. So yeah, they're pretty bad. But you don't get that number 1 pick by accident.
They're coming. They're on the come up.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think that guy's about as this isn't like a genius statement. There's not been a guy come out of college baseball, I think we can all argue with, that is as ready to go compete in the big leagues right away. I mean, I think Dylan Cruz and Langford, hitters are as talented as they come, but I think being able to get on the mound and pitch versus hit, I think is a different animal right now. And, Skeens has all the stuff and everybody talks about the stuff, but the command is the most impressive thing that he has. The guy throws 100 miles. He averaged a 98.8 mile an hour velocity on his fastball this year and walked 20 guys. 20 guys.
They good?
I mean, and located. It's not like he just threw it down the middle. He located. I mean, I don't know. I think that was something, if you're a college baseball fan, that's probably once in a lifetime type of talent we all got to watch this year, come across. And I know there's going to be a lot of people like, hey, man, Paul Skeens struck me out. They can tell that story when they're later. But I think he's a once in a lifetime type of talent that we've all got to watch pitch this year.
Yeah, no doubt. Rounds 3 through 10 today, or 10 3 through 10 on Monday, and then 11 through 20 on Tuesday. One South Carolina kid taken. Pick 64 with Caden Grice from Riverside High School, went to Clemson. Maybe we'll see some more South Carolina kids called throughout the next 2 days, so maybe. So stay tuned. We'll release graphics as they come out. Shout out to Blake for making those graphics.
I think at one point last night when I finally got home from our wonderful detour, I think when I turned it on, the 10 best available players were all shortstops. So
yeah,
if you're interested in it, kids, if you're interested in getting drafted, play shortstop.
Well, hold on now. 4 of the top 5 picks for outfielders.
That's what I was about to say.
Well,
he's speechless.
I just thought it was strange that there were 10 best available, and they were all shortstops.
How many first basemen were in there?
Well, that guy from Florida Atlantic got drafted very, very high.
Yes.
So when if your coach tells you to go play third base, say nah, I'm gonna play
shortstop.
Coach, I really think that's a good idea. I should play third, but I'm going to be drafted.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the best available, so I'm a shortstop. That's what Coach Austin Smith told me on the podcast.
He said it, and obviously he's the draft expert here.
He was 3 for 3 on picks.
We're gonna get you on the MLB Network today. With Lawrence.
Who's the first pick taken on Monday for the draft?
Coach, I don't even know who's available.
Well, it must be a shortstop.
I'd be shocked if we don't have a shortstop that's already been drafted today. I don't even know what time it starts today because they're in like Seattle. I guess they're still asleep out there.
These top 250. Oh, Coach, I don't even know who's left.
A lot of players left. There's a lot of them left.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know who's left anymore. Mahoney from Carolina. There you go.
Somebody should draft Louisville High School number 14.
The Richburg Rocket. Anybody that's an outfielder.
Oh, well, let's play it out. Me and Drew played a game during the rain delay the other day. Drew is 20. What we determine? You're 25 or you're 26?
25.
25. So we need, Sammy, we want your opinion, and then we're going to open it to the people in the comments below. Drew got the nickname Richburg Rocket when he was a teenager. He's now 26.
25.
He's 25, sorry. 25, the same thing. You're closer to 30. He's 25 and runs a 7.560. Do we believe that Drew Stewart will run a sub 860 when he is 30 years old? Yes or no?
Sub 8?
Sub 8 when he's 30.
When he's 30. I tried to get him to for the top get him lined up and get him working in shape for the top prospect game to see if he can get a 6'8" that he claimed.
I said a sub 7. I didn't say a 6'8".
6'8". And
6'9".
He told me he had no interest in going outside and running to prepare to get that. So if in a brief period of times, because that was the beginning of June, middle of June. That was the middle of June, and give him to the middle of August to be able to get from a 7.5 down to a 6'8". I would think he has no interest by the time in the next 4 years to go outside and start running sprints. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. He's gone from a 6'8" to a 7.5 in a period of
7 years.
7 years. And it goes down fast.
That's what I'm doing.
So, I mean, it goes quickly. And the fact that he already has no interest in going outside and running a few sprints right now, I doubt as he gets older and more things get thrown onto his plate, he's going to all of a sudden go, you know what? I'm going to go do some sprints outside. So I'm going to go no chance.
Well, if we stay in this job for 5 more years, I will do it.
But, all of a sudden you're going to wake up one day and you're going to go, I ain't running anything. You right now you got a little bit more pep in them calves. But when you start to get to 28, 29, it goes downhill fast.
if you stay in this job for 5 more years, that means you're going to have roughly 20 trips to shipyard. You're not. Because I know how all three of us behave when we go down there. Nobody's mixing in a salad at the shipyard. No, we're eating pulled pork, brisket, buffalo chicken, French fries, tater tots, ice cream, pizza burgers.
Pizza burger is questionable choice. Very questionable choice.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see it.
I can do it.
I agree with you.
I don't.
You don't believe me. I'll show you.
We don't.
We don't.
I'm gonna go down a tenth of a second every year.
You mean go up?
Nope, tenth, down a tenth.
You won't
Even
even
if I
go
went
up.
up, I'd be at an 8.
I even tried to heat him up and get him to do it earlier, so like it's fresh on his mind. He's ready to go. Like I think at first I gave you
A week?
the futures, right?
No.
A week.
Quarter battle.
Well, that's again, go do some sprints, and now you got no interest in a short period of time. Now we're talking years.
Long-term interest, you got no shot.
Yeah, and the longer that goes, the tighter the hamstrings are getting, the tighter that back's getting. The more
less
time
you're
on the
gonna go
concrete.
walk on those tiptoes.
The more time you're on the concrete at the shipyard. You're out.
I'm gonna.
So is it
everything.
like day 1 of 30? When's your birthday? Let's let all the people know.
January 19th.
So we're close to the preseason All-State. So that first preseason All-State of your 30th birthday, we're going to gather all the hundreds of players up. We're going to have I don't know what, at that point in time, I don't know what we're going to be running on. Right now we got lasers. So we're going to line the entire group up at the preseason All-State, whether it's north or south, who knows? We'll get there. We can get there in years. And we're going to fire you up. And you really think you're going to beat an 8?
Yeah, you fire me up, I'll definitely beat an 8. I'll be the 7-8.
So preseason All-State at Shipyard Park, January of 2028. 2028.
Is it 28?
You're not.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat it. 2028. Be there. Be seen.
And we are filming that
for the Twitter page.
We're gonna get it. I mean, heck, we got drones now, so no telling what we'll be flying around then at our events. But we're gonna get a 360.
That'll be the best content we've ever had.
But like, is it gonna be so good because you're gonna like blow that hamstring out like at the 30?
Then I can't work the rest of the day, so that's fine.
We'll sit there and ice you up while you run a camera or something.
Yeah, we done got way off topic here.
And
we just got way off topic. We've been off topic for the last 30 minutes.
Speaking of events, we have Top Prospect Games live. Request your invite coming up August the 19th at the College of Charleston. We already have signups coming in, Coach, right?
Coach, roster's rolling right now. So if you have received that invite, go ahead and accept that thing, fill that out, get ready to roll. If you were interested in it, and go online and request an invite, we'll go through there and look over that stuff. But yeah, the rosters are filling out great. I'm gonna start throwing them in their positions. We're gonna, last year we were around 50-ish players, I think, and had a few guys go down with injuries in football. That the week of this time it is on a weekend. So guys can go on down to Charleston and families can make a little nice long weekend out of it and play some nice baseball at beautiful Patriots Point down there in that turf and listen to arguably the greatest music playlist.
I don't even think it's arguable. I think it is.
I mean, Coach Holbrook blew it out of the water down there.
I would like to. I got a shout out from the weekend. It's baseball related. The
T24.
The music for T24. Oh my gosh! Have a day,
Coach. And didn't work. She had a song that she played that Austin had no clue.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that was a youth field. That was a youth field. No, it wasn't.
No, that was
No,
T24.
no.
It was T24. What was it again?
Yeah.
Ladies' night.
Ladies'
Yeah,
night.
this is ladies' night.
Ladies' night.
That might be maybe Drew. Can we make that as our lead-in music for the day?
We'll do it as our outro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's outro. Because this is ladies' night.
Did you just
Did
make
we
that
drop
up?
an outro?
I think he just
Is
made
that
that up.
Outro?
No, intro, outro.
He made that up.
No,
And
it's
he's an
real.
educator. He's an educator of the
Kind of
youth.
like Sphinx. You know, he says Sphinx. It's got an H in it.
Definitely real.
The gas station.
Outro.
Hmm.
Outro.
Dictionary definition: the concluding section of a piece of music or radio or television program. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's questionable.
Do you want to hear Google say it?
No.
No.
Drew, you were right. Me and Sammy were wrong.
That's right. Get it right. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. We're getting way off topic here. Or we're going to be on here for 3 hours today. So that'll do us for episode 48. From all of us here at PBR South Carolina. Have a great week.